there's a garbage can, and there's Julie, and there's donuts. And the donuts, they were a couple days old, so they had been put into the garbage can. Well, I come out of my office and I happen to catch Julie, and I think it was maybe in a weak moment, but she was rummaging around in the garbage can. Doing what? Getting a donut. So she got one of these donuts out of the garbage can, took it, started eating it. She didn't even think anything of it. I called her out on it. I'm like, Julie, you're eating a donut that's been in the garbage. That led to a pretty extensive conversation. Julie, your claim, you probably recall what your claim was. Your claim was it was above the rim of the garbage. Now, I don't agree with that. I think clearly the donut was below the rim, but regardless, does it matter? The donut was in the garbage can. Julie dug it out and she ate it.
Hey, Jules, I know this is a special day for you, so I got a couple stories to share for you specifically, and then a couple stories for everyone else to enjoy. First of all, I'd just like to say thank you so much for supporting me over the years, and you've supported me in a couple different ways. One of the ways was as a parent of youth in the youth group. I love, love, love the fact that I get to tell people your daughter was the very first graduate from Junkyard. And then after she moved on, Christopher came in with his whole gang, and the support that you gave me and the different things we were trying to do, having youth group on Wednesdays up here in Ankeny, which I know was hard for you guys to make the drive every week, but you always made sure your kids were here. The different retreats and mission trips we'd go on, your kids always participated. And I don't know what it was like for you to get them to participate, but the support that you and Chuck gave me really meant a lot. And as I got older and had my own kids and they were growing up, I realized the amount of trust it takes to put into a ministry leader. And it really did mean a lot in those early years for you to trust me the way you guys did with your kids. I don't take that for granted. It was an honor to lead them. Secondly, the way you supported me was as my supervisor. For years, we didn't really cross paths in ministry. I worked Wednesday nights, you worked Sunday mornings, but when my role changed and you became my supervisor, you were so good. I love the fact that you were excited whenever I'd have ideas on things I wanted to try, your encouragement for me to follow the Holy Spirit in the way that he was leading, and just your creative mind and being able to share and to brainstorm with you and to really have you a part of the ministry that I was doing was huge. So thank you so much for leading me the way that you have over these last few years. Next, couple stories just for the rest of us to enjoy your Juliness and what you bring to staff. I remember one Christmas party we were having. We had that white elephant gift exchange. Somebody opened up a present. That person was pretty much out of the game because no one else wanted it. But then when it got to be your turn, you ran over excitedly, from what I remember, pretty excited, and you grabbed that gift from that person. And I don't think it was just to let them back in the game. I really do believe you wanted that gift. My memory recalls it was red and kind of lacy. Basically, it was a piece of lingerie. Don't know if that is still in your little secret drawer at home or not, and if you and Chuck get to enjoy that. But that was hilarious that you took that. I also remember a staff retreat we had years ago when KJ and Graham were still on staff, and we were getting ready to go to bed, and you walked through the living room and we were out still talking, and you had this giant syringe with you, monster syringe. And when we learned where you put that and what you do with that, it was absolutely hilarious. And I just remember busting a gut for a half hour on that. So funny. I love the memories that you have given me. Love you so much. Thank you for being more than a supervisor and more than a parent of one of our youth kids, but thank you for being a friend. And as I look across the hall down here from my office, and your office is being cleared out, it's really sad, and I don't like seeing that. So I was wondering if maybe you could keep some things in that office so it helps me think that you're still around. So love you very much. Thank you, Jules.
Well, hey, Julie, happy retirement. It's not really retirement, though. We know that, you're just shifting gears. The Lord's moving you into new areas in the upcoming season, which we're excited for. A couple of quick stories. One was actually when we first met. I was in a Alpha conference in Chicago, and Bridget and I just moved to DC area, and so we're kind of missing the Midwest a little bit. And I spotted you and Amy Thorson kind of across the room, and I thought, man, their hospitable demeanor, they have to be from the Midwest. And so we got into conversation, made that connection, and that was kind of our first connection with the Ridge. And then I can't remember how long it was after that, but you kind of gave me just a call out of the blue. And we talked a bit about the Ridge and about, the evening services that you were doing at that point. And I remember you telling me later that you were just driving and you felt like the Holy Spirit kind of give you a nudge to give me a call. And I think that says so much about you. One, being open to the Lord, but two, having a mindfulness of others. And I've had the privilege of kind of getting a bit of a front row seat to that over the last 4.5 years here. But you've been doing that for, the 25 plus years that you've been here at the Ridge. And so yeah, I just want to say a huge thank you. You've been so faithful in that, but also in coming alongside us as a family, and for me, encouraging me, inspiring me, but also challenging me at the right times and just helping me grow. And so, yeah, just really looking forward to seeing what the Lord's going to do in and through you in this next season. So love you and Chuck, and yeah, let's see what the Lord's going to do.
Congratulations, Julie, and thank you for all the years that we've worked together, and that you have been a great friend and also a great partner in doing the videos at the Ridge. And that's one thing I'm going to miss. You were so quick to get those lines down. I didn't have to worry about you or delivering anything that we needed or use a teleprompter. So I really appreciate that. But you are a wonderful person, always happy, very genuine, very intentional, and I just appreciate everything about you and your family. Good luck to you.
Hey Julie, as you probably have felt this last several days, weeks, months, maybe even years, that you are so loved here at the Ridge and by us staff, and we are so going to miss your spunk around the office, your leadership, but we are so excited to see how God is going to use you in this next season.
Early days of the Ridge, we had a drama team, and Julie was in charge of the dramas. So, for the most part, those were good, kind of cool to engage, but every once in a while we ran into a few problems. Like, you may recall the time we had a ladder that was being used for the drama, and someone was climbing up on the ladder, and there's also a stage. So you got the stage, you got the ladder, person climbing on to do the drama. Well, this particular person, let's just say, skirt wasn't as long as it maybe should have been. And it became apparent to all, guess who got to go have that conversation? And guess why we don't have dramas anymore?
Hey, Julie, my favorite memory I think of you is when I first started on staff here, you oversaw the Alpha ministry. And it was quite the undertaking for years and years, just the teams that you had for setup and tear down and facilitators and facilitator training and food and worship and production, and just the enormity of the ministry, and just watching you make that happen year after year after year was just quite incredible. But the greater piece of that is just the impact that has had on so many people here at the Ridge through the years. For many, it was their entry point into the church, and for some, it really changed their faith altogether, from kind of being on the sidelines to entering in fully to their relationship with Jesus. So I know that was a lot of hard work on your part and just belief in that program. And so thank you for the ways that you led that and the ways that you inspired us as we watched you lead that, and for all the lives that have been changed as a result of all those years of effort. So thank you, Julie.
My favorite memory with Julie is the 3 years that we spent at the fitness center working out together with our team. We made a lot of memories together, had a lot of laughs, and figured out a lot of really important life decisions. I will always cherish those memories. I will miss you, Julie, but I'm thankful we are friends always. Take care. I love you. Bye.
Hey Julie, just out of church on Sunday, and I was trying to go to your retirement party downstairs, and it was jam-packed. I waited for a bit to get in line to say hi to you, but the crowd was so full. So I think that's a testament to how many people you impacted with your time here at the Ridge that I couldn't even get close to, because there were so many people that wanted to get that last minute photo or last conversation with you to celebrate you. So Julie, congrats on your retirement. One way you have impacted many is by having this deadly combination of invitation and challenge. I think if we took a poll here at staff, everyone would probably raise their hand if we said, raise your hand if Julie has ever voluntold you to do something. And I think you had such a way of inviting people to new things, but also in that way challenging them to do better or to go further than they had thought to do before. So that's one way you've impacted me. I remember you volunteering me to do my first leader track, and to doing other things as well with my time here on staff. One funny story though, before I close, is honestly, Julie, I don't know if you actually know this, but until I got hired on as staff, like full-time, anytime you'd see me in the hallway, you'd call me Paul. And I just want to let it be known, I'm Neil Erridge, younger brother, Stephen Erridge, and then youngest brother, Paul Erridge. So that's the order of operations with us Erridge boys. But anyway, thank you, Julie, for all you're doing, and happy retirement.
Staff retreat. We were having a space to be able to hang out to play a game. I think the game was catchphrase. So the staff were sitting in a circle, passing the thing around, and one of the staff members, it was Krista Moy, gave this clue. And the clue that she gave, Julie's the next person, and Julie's supposed to answer the question. And what came out of Julie's mouth at that time, and Krista said, me, I have this. I can't even go there. I'm not even going to say the words that came out of Julie's mouth. I can't even repeat them. Maybe you'll have to ask her.
Happy retirement, Julie. What an amazing career you have had at the Ridge. Lots of memories of being on staff together, parties, Christmas parties, staff retreats, prayer times, pranks, laughter, sweet times, hard times. But I think two of my favorite memories with you came before I was on staff. And one was going to Honduras with you and Nicole. That was just a really neat experience. I had to see you in a different light as a mom, but also, yeah, just serving together. That was a lot of fun. And the second was when you asked Dan and I to lead a DINK small group, Double Income No Kids, back when we had no kids, and those have turned out to be some of my sweetest friends, and we still get together. Just had Christmas dinner with them last week, and it was just been a huge blessing in my life. And so you and the connector and relationship builder that you are, thank you for blessing my life in that way. So many, many sweet returns on your retirement, and can't wait to see how God is going to use you in the next season. Love you.
My favorite memory of Julie is a staff retreat. I think it was my first staff retreat, or my first or second, up at Clear Lake, and we were all playing code names. And I don't even remember how it got started, but we all just started laughing so hard because of Julie's ridiculous clues, and the faces she was making, and how she kept like trying to get us to say the word, but was kind of also gesturing with her head on what we were supposed to say. And it was just so funny. And Julie, I just think you have the most energy of anyone I know. Your passion and just care for the Ridge has been evident over the last many years. And I'm thankful for you, and I wish you the best in retirement and hope to see you around the Ridge.
Hey Julie, congratulations. Your day is finally here. Feels like we've had so many conversations about this day over the last several years and what it would look like and when. And here we are. It's going to be so strange to not have you on staff. I personally feel so blessed to have learned from you in many different stages of my life, but especially here on staff these last 10 years. You have been there with a listening ear. I have benefited from your wisdom and your leadership. You have taught me what that looks like, and I thank you for it. But the biggest thing I want to thank you for is your friendship. I'm blessed, so blessed, to have you as a friend. Thank you for all the support that you've not only given to me, but to my family. Thank you for welcoming my parents as they transitioned to the Ridge. Thank you for supporting Sage. Thank you for supporting Jamie and I through trials and troubles and happy days. I am truly blessed to call you my friend, and I can't wait to see what God has in store for you. Love you.
Year 1, maybe 2 of the church, Julie's in charge of worship, and she decides to invite a guest musical group to be able to come and kind of lead our worship that week. I'm a little suspicious of how this is going to play out. Julie, she's on board. It's going to happen. It's going to work. It's going to be good. So I'm sitting right next to her, front row, and the group, they're all up there, and it was like some kids from some school. The director introduces the group saying, need to give a little disclaimer. We're edgy. We might be a little too edgy for you guys. So we're thinking, we're going to see what this is like. And song number 1, right out of the gates, as a deer panteth for the water. Julie, right next to me, was livid. She was burning up and was hardly able to keep her seat during that song.
Congratulations, Julie. I just wanted to share a couple things. One, I have really loved working with you for the last decade. It has been truly a roller coaster, up and down and sideways, all the ways. I think one of the things that I appreciate about you most is the way who you are, like how God created you, your passion for people, culture, staff culture. We're built so similarly, so I find such motivation knowing just how alike we are. That has brought me a lot of confidence to just be who I am, so I appreciate that. I really think back to the 10 years, and what comes to the top are a couple things. One, just being on worship team with you for so long has been just a gift. And then also when we went to Charlotte to Elevation to that conference together, that was just so good. And it just sticks out to me as one of those things that I will remember forever. And, but ultimately my very favorite Julie Weeman thing is just what I call the Julie factor. And that is just the unfiltered, fun-loving Julie that we just know and love. And I love the one that sticks out is at the Christmas party a couple years ago when Gavin was there and you were behind him doing the hand motions, and you're just so unfiltered, and I love that about you. And I just know we're always going to end up with a really funny quote. So anyway, I love you, Julie. I'm excited for you in this next season and pray nothing but blessings in this next season ahead for you. Cheers.
Julie, you have meant a lot to me as a friend, as a mentor, as a sounding board. You have poured so much into me as a leader. And I just want to thank you for all the ways you've invested in me through the Ridge and in my life. A couple of stories, specifically from a production viewpoint of view. As we all know, Julie has a lot of energy when she gives a message. And so whenever she was coming up on stage, we would, as a team, talk about, okay, Julie's on this week. She's going to have a lot of energy, so just be ready to follow her with your camera, and you probably want to zoom out a little bit to keep her in the shot. Oh, there's also the time you borrowed my mother-in-law's earrings for a Sunday morning because yours were clicking against the earpiece, the microphone. But I think my all-time favorite, at least the ones that came to mind right now, was your enthusiastic prayer one morning after worship going into the host moment, and you backhanded justice right in the forehead there while you were praying because your eyes were closed. So yeah, I wish you all the best in your retirement. I know you will be around. And of course, I'm always here to help you with your tech needs as you're giving messages at other places and whatever else you need.
When I first started attending Prairie Ridge Church 14 years ago, I went to a partnership class where I first encountered Julie Weeman. Here was this lady who was super passionate about the Ridge, learning about Jesus, and becoming involved in community at the church. I was like, I have to meet this lady. She seems like so much fun. Well, not only was I lucky enough to meet Julie, but also work alongside her and become great friends. Julie, thank you so much for blessing so many at the Ridge with your zest for life and love of Jesus. I pray that you have an amazing retirement, live life to the fullest, and enjoy your time with Chuck. We will miss you.
Julie, I have been blessed to work with you and to know you. Watching how God brought us together and to foster a relationship has been amazing, and I am lucky to have called you a boss and a friend. Thank you for everything you've done, for putting your whole heart into this church and into the people you serve. And I know that I am going to miss you around here, but I'm so excited to continue in relationship with you and excited to see how God is going to use you beyond these four walls. Thank you again. And I don't even know if that word is enough.
We had a special guest, and we knew this special guest was coming. The special guest to the Ridge was none other than Governor Kim Reynolds. I'll say that name one more time. Governor Kim Reynolds. Keep that in mind because it's important for this story. So she rolls in. You can't miss it. You know, she's got multiple cars, the big black SUVs, and security comes out and they do a walkthrough in the church to make sure everything's okay. And then they say it's okay, she can come. So she comes in, Governor Kim Reynolds, through the south doors, down, by the gym. She's walking in, she's got security that's ahead of her. Well, Julie sees this and wants to be really hospitable to our governor. And so she goes up to the governor and with a lot of vibrancy, a lot of excitement, a lot of welcoming, she says to her, here's the first words out of her mouth, "Welcome, Sally." It's Kim.